California, where the global stuff has changed ever since Trump is in office.
Oh,
but
you
gotta blame everything on Trump.
By the way, I'm wearing an extra long tie tonight because that's what he wore at the inauguration.
Yeah, right. Listen, let me tell you what happened at the inauguration. Kill the music first of all. Thank you for that, Jason. But now let me kill the band. All right, let's talk about this for a minute. 'Cause I don't, it's not a political show.
No.
Everything on the station is political except for the diet program.
Right.
But listen to this now. We have a situation where the Women's March came to Washington, D.C.
And a lot of cities.
And what happened was, very simply put, is that the last time they did this, women were burning their bras to have to make a statement about women's rights. Now, what happened this time was Rosie O'Donnell burned her jockstrap, and Donald Trump burned his bra because this guy's got big T's. He's a badass president. Let's be honest about it.
Well, he's not.
And what he ought to do now in the movie that's playing right now, the McDonald's story, the Honorable Croc. It is a crock. The whole thing. Whatever happened to the 15-cent hamburger?
Yeah, that's been a long time.
Ask Mrs. Croc.
Yeah.
So you got last week we did In-N-Out Burger, right? Now we're into the fast food lane, I guess. Now the movie's playing right now. This McDonald's thing, and I think they ought to call the White House the McDonald House.
The McDonald House.
Yeah, I think that's
sponsor the White House.
Yeah, of course. This is a way to get money out of the
Golden Arches,
right?
Wow.
And that anorexic clown that they have, that Ronald McDonald. First of all, it should be Ronald McDonald ought to be Trump.
Wow.
But so we made a call to the White House.
Yeah, we did.
Do we have the call?
We do have a call to the White House.
Do we?
So let's see.
Did we ever get that?
Yeah, we did. So
we didn't get it.
No.
It didn't come through.
No.
Well, we don't have it yet.
We do?
Yeah.
No.
They're making hand gestures in the other room, but they're giving me the Jersey finger. Really not a favorite kind of signal. That's all right. Listen, there's a lot of ways that they're going to be making fun of this administration right now because. And everybody's got to calm down. You just got to calm down.
Chill.
This is the thing that, don't worry about that. It's 30 degrees here. No, I'm thinking that what we really need to come to grips with is the fact that we have now a maniac for president. He's funny. Now, come on. Now, wait a minute. Wait, I'm going to put this on the air. I never let anybody know my politics, and I'm a political atheist. But I got to tell you something. I lived with Morton Downey Jr., and he's president. This is Morton Downey. This is a television star becoming the president of the United States. Now, that's not a statement about anything being bad or nothing outrageous, except the whole idea is outrageous.
Yeah.
But we've come to this. We're a society of, we used to say, the Confederacy of dunces. And, we have a society that's really decided on being this way. We're all in on this. If you ever could realize that the more you complain about what's happened, the worse it gets, because the people who are complaining about it are never going to change anything. Right. You can't change anything.
Correct.
See, the change has to come within me. I have to change. You can't change another person. No one can change another person. I don't care how many people march anywhere, you're not going to have any change coming from outside of us. It comes from inside. So as soon as we get metaphysical about this and we realize that I can change, I'll tell you what I did, and I want to make it very clear on the air right now, and I won't ever discuss politics again.
Thank God.
I voted for me because I'm the guy that's running the country. I'm running my country. And like Bill Cosby used to say, this is my food in my refrigerator, and you're living in my house.
I brought you here, and I could take you out.
That's right. The best thing about Bill Cosby, right? And there are other things he did, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're going to do here tonight.
Well,
we got the President of the United States,
and he's ready. He's ready.
We have him.
Yeah, we have him. He's all set to go.
Is this Mr. Trump? Hello,
Mr. President.
Yeah, Mr. President. How do you do? Hello. Yes, it is. How are you? You did. Yeah, and you made my show great again.
It's about time.
We are, and it is about time. First thing you got to do is get rid of the FCC, and then we can have a clean slate. Get rid of all those bozos, and then
And TV.
Yeah, well, we let it slide with you, why not?
Exactly, that's right.
Oh, I got to tell you something. I want to congratulate you. Thank you so much for tweeting your taxes.
Yeah,
I think
right.
that was a great
Joey,
move.
that was for you only. Only for you, Joey. Good for you. You're
Yeah,
special.
and I'm very proud of you. You wore that coat that's really flattering, you know, for when you're overweight, and you wear that big long coat. It looked really flattering on you. It was nice.
The tie was cool too.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah.
And-
Down to your
And
crotch.
Joey, by the way, I want you to know I wore the underwear that you sent me. Okay, so that's why I look so good. Okay?
Yeah. Well, you know.
I wore the early Valentine's Day present you sent me. 'Cause I know you're a big fan.
I am.
Joey Reynolds. Joey has been trying to get a president on his show since Calvin Coolidge. I am the first president to say yes.
This is
Joey
true.
Reynolds. That's how good a guy you are.
Well, last
Okay?
year I had a bunch of lesbian dwarfs who, on Valentine's Day, gave me hickeys on my knees.
Yeah.
It was a bad day.
It's a bad day.
Well, we celebrated the candy. Anyway, the chocolate works, of course. Hey, Mr. President, let me ask you this. I have a question here. What are you going to do with that? With those hotels you got?
Well, we're going to do some wonderful things. You know, I have my wonderful children. I got Don Jr. and Eric are going to be running the business, and I trust them implicitly. I'm only going to speak to them 3 times a day about all the stuff that's happening. Usually I would speak to them 400 times a day, so that's how much trust I have in them. And they are going to do fantastic. We just built a great hotel. You saw we stopped the other day in Washington, D.C. You should come by. It's fantastic. But I'm going to be so busy running this big, beautiful country of ours that I'm not going to have time to take care of the business. But the boys, I'm sure they'll do a great job, okay?
Well, you're wonderful, and we're so happy that you left the Friars Club.
Well, listen, I'm the first. It's true. I'm the first Friar president. We're very proud of that. And we're going to make the Friars Club great again as well. We're going to first thing we're going to do is we are going to repeal and replace Jerry Lewis Care. Okay, that's gone.
Well, guess what we got here? We have a Mexican sneaked in from the kitchen of the Friars Club.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Well,
just came.
Oh my God!
Because
Look
we
at this.
haven't started building the wall yet.
Yeah.
No, right here.
Oh,
Come
here
on.
he is.
Yeah.
Here he is. Oh my God. Hi.
I used to do the cooking for you. Mr.
You
Trump.
you make a great. You
Yeah,
make
Mr.
some
Trump.
great
I was
tacos.
the guy that come out to cook for you. I take for you all the clothes and the food for you.
I remember you very much. You're terrific. You do a great job. We'll have to get you some papers because you do a good job. We're going to let you stay, okay? We're going to let you stay. But listen, no more roaches in the food, okay? We don't like the roaches.
And he's got a Steeler shirt on, too, which is kind of interesting because this is Patriot country.
Yeah, the guy told me that there's a party over here after our party for the Steeler game. And I come here and nobody know nothing, okay? My wife, she left me with no food in the kitchen. She went protesting all night long, and I am at home. I got to cook and watch the 10 babies. I can't do this no more. Now this is the wrong party.
It's the wrong station.
Protesting all weekend.
You're on
long.
an AM station. You want to introduce the show?
I gotta go. I gotta change the diaper on the baby.
Well, thank you for being here. It's
Joey,
been
I
wonderful.
don't know what he said. I didn't bring my translator.
Well, you have that communist wife you can bring. Anyway, it's good to have you here, Donald Trump, and of course our good friend.
Are you speaking about Melania or Vladimir Putin?
No, I wasn't talking about that. Wow. we got the lovely and talented and superb comedy of Stephen. Go ahead.
Steven Scott, he's right here. I'll put him on.
Put him
Yeah,
on.
there
How
we
you
go.
doing, Joey? What's
Thank
up, buddy? I'm hanging with the Prez.
We'll see you next week. All right, you'll be
Stephen
here.
Scott.
Meanwhile, Stephen, we'll see you.
I'll be there next week as long as the check clears. I'll
All
be
right.
there next
And
week.
we'll see you at Dangerfields.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, at Dangerfields and at the Friars Club. Always, my friend. A pleasure to be with you.
All right. We'll see you next week, Steve.
And thanks to
All right.
Frankie Gonzalez
guys.
Hudak too.
Yeah,
know.
thank you, Frankie Hudak. It's always good. We
Take care,
slight him
Jack.
all of the time.
I know.
I love Frankie. I love when you do that intro, that Spanish thing for the radio. You want to do that anymore?
No.
Well, you don't like that, huh? He hides.
I know. Well, you know, we have a guest that was supposed to be here early, but not. So we are now going to go to.
What are you talking about? We have
Mercedes.
somebody here.
Yes, we do.
We have a highly esteemed
Yes.
young lady in the room.
Absolutely.
Two of them, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
Two beautiful ladies.
Gorgeous.
And Antoinette Montague is here. And she's always very dazzling and very New York. So we're on in L.A. as well. You know,
Wonderful.
I mean,
Hello, LA. Hello, New York. Hello, world.
And we're ready to have you on our internet. And we're going to take a break here
Yeah,
first.
we do. We have to
and
take
then
a
we'll bring
break.
you out here with the scintillating Mercedes Ellington. And my daughter's name is Mercedes.
Yeah. All right.
And also my car, which is old.
And this sweet-tasting part of the Late Joey Reynolds Show brought to you by Vape.com. That's V the number 8, PE.com. V the number 8, PE.com.
Don't smoke.
Today, I will help save a life.
Today, I will make a positive impact on my community.
Today, I will network for a cure.
Today, I will become a go-giver.
Together, we will make a difference.
Our mission at pinktie.org is to bring the business community together to support organizations that have a direct impact on our community. Join a growing movement that will contribute $100,000 to local charities each quarter. Visit pinktie.org and join us in making a difference.
Give the gift that gives back all year long. Let Plainview Chocolate Works create a delicious, unique, and irresistible custom-branded gift made of the finest quality Belgian chocolate. Plainview Chocolate Works takes your personalized gift to a sweet new dimension. Imagine your logo, business card, or sentiments as a custom edible creation, making a lasting impression on clients, family, and friends. Specializing in one-of-a-kind 3D chocolate sculptures, customized gift baskets for any profession or occasion, dipped to perfection platters, handmade truffles, and more. Let Plainview Chocolate Works showcase your brand or marketing message in the most creative way as you offer appreciation to clients and wow potential customers. Love chocolate charity and giving back to the Long Island community? 5% of your Plainview Chocolate Works gift purchases are donated back to pinktie.org, whose efforts support charitable organizations in our local community. Call 516-252-3855 today and visit pinktie.org to learn more about how your gift purchases are making a difference. Well, welcome back to the Late Joey Reynolds Show on 77 WABC New York and 790 KABC Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, and
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
All right, baby.
yeah, you can see us on SundayNightLive.com right now. As a matter of fact, you know.
Yeah, we're on the television, too.
Yeah.
So radio, TV, internet, we got the whole ball of wax. So there's no escaping this crap. You know, and I mean, that, I don't mean you, Mercedes.
No, I understand.
Mercedes Ellington is here, and her dad, who is Duke Ellington, of course.
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Oh, well, see,
Grandfather.
you look too young to have
you
him as
see,
a dad.
there it is.
I should have said that.
Okay.
You know, Deanna Martin, Dean Martin's daughter.
Yeah.
You look similar to her. Both of you are very elegant, beautiful ladies. I want to compliment you on
Something
the air.
about the era. Thank you.
And when she comes here in a couple of weeks, I'm going to match pictures with you and her.
Okay.
You'll be surprised because you both have the same kind of high cheekbone model features, you know.
And I love the round glasses.
But we also love the music. And
Yes, thank
that's-
you, yes.
It don't mean a thing. Ain't got that swing.
Got a great heritage.
I want to say something about that. You know, I wonder why we have royalty. You know, we had the way it goes. We had Nat King Cole.
Mm-hmm.
You got Duke Ellington,
Count Basie.
Count
Basie,
Basie,
yeah.
and we had the Queen of the Blues,
Yeah.
Ella
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yeah.
and
Queen of Soul.
yeah, we had no, we didn't have the Queen of Soul. You had the Queen of the Blues.
Well, Queen of the Blues, but we had the Queen of Soul, which is Aretha Franklin. You know.
Aretha.
Aretha was just Aretha.
All right, fine.
She had her own title. But we had all this royalty,
Yeah,
right?
certainly.
And I think Duke Ellington started that thing. He was a
Well, I
Duke.
don't know. It could be something that would identify or get the world's attention to America by saying something that, of course, America never had, which was royalty. So they, had these names, and it drew attention to these individual people, and mostly to the music, because jazz is America's folk music.
Jazz is jazz is what isn't.
Yes.
And it's within a framework. There's a certain. I was with Les Paul. Every week I was at the Iridium doing stand up with him. I learned the hard way by being humiliated. But he was a wonderful example. He loved Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington. These were two of his models, and he mentioned them all of the time.
Yeah.
And Bing Crosby. He thought Bing was a great singer.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Now, for the younger generation, for this generation, they have not experienced the big band. However, when we have this dance era that we're living in right now,
Yes.
this will come around again in a different way. Like I guess the movie would probably best express it right now is La La Land.
Right, but there has always been a connection between ballroom dancing and big bands.
And Dancing with the Stars, which is giving us a revival.
Yeah.
Now, Mercedes is a great name. My daughter's named Mercedes. You know. I don't know how if you know how she was born. She was in hospital, like everybody. I was a coach. You know what that is when you're having childbirth?
Lamaze.
Oh.
Yeah, Lamaze.
No. There's three different kinds. There's a Bradley method. There's a Lamaze. Don't sound like you know so much.
I don't know anything.
And the Bradley method was a guy who was a veterinarian in Canada, and he knew how to deliver a cow.
Oh.
And that's the guy that I studied under.
Good.
So in Philadelphia at the hospital, you're allowed to be a coach. You come in with a camera, really, and show you and photograph your wife's vagina. Like that's the big tap dance you get when you are a coach. And like I never saw it, but so here we have this great technique, and we were expecting a boy.
Yeah.
And by all signs, it was supposed to be a boy. She didn't want to have any of the sonograms, and we thought by the lower, if you carry the baby lower, it's a boy. By the old myths. So and I had a female doctor deliver, and she was wearing the mask, and her eyes went left to right when we brought the girl out, and she had no weenie.
Wow.
So she said, well, what did you want? And I said, a Mercedes. And that's what we got.
Wow.
So how about your name? How did you get that?
Well, there are various stories. One story was that I was named after my father. My father's name was Mercer. But there was another story about in the Barnum and Bailey, speaking of the circus.
Yeah.
Barnum and Bailey had a pet elephant that year, and the name of the elephant was Mercedes. So I could be either an elephant or my father or the car. I don't know.
Well, you were born in a trunk. Now, we have this world piece of the key of jazz, Antoinette Montague. Now,
jazz lady.
How do you two know each other?
Well, I've been a fan of Antoinette Montague for a very long time due to her incredibly fabulous wardrobe that she wears and her incredibly fabulous singing. She brings the audience to a knowledge of the big bands and of all kinds of music, and especially in her mode, a special mode of messing around with lyrics and making people feel at home. And what she does is she goes through the audience and she flies through, and she's a superhero.
Absolutely.
She is a superwoman hero.
Do you
Jazz
have
woman to the rescue.
Is there
That's
any of your
right.
music here? Do
Oh, yeah, we have it.
We got that right.
Can we hear a little?
We have a track. Play If I Had a Hammer.
I'd hammer in the morning, befitting of the times. I'd hammer in the evening, peace music, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger. You have to get your I'd hammer out a warning. I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
Oh,
That's a lovely rendition of that. That's
Now,
great.
Is that written by Bob Dylan? Did you wrote that? Did you
No,
write-
Pete Seeger.
Yeah.
During
Oh,
the
boy, am I
during the
off on
peace
it.
movement.
Wow.
And we need a lot of that today. So
Well, the music used to reflect the way our society
Yes.
was at its best. Now it reflects the way the society is at its worst for some reason. I think the Impressions and
Yes.
Curtis Mayfield and that generation. That's my
Motown,
generation.
yeah.
Well, we've taken music out of our schools. And
that's
the
very
big era,
sad.
absolutely. So the Duke Ellington Center for the Arts, which I'm proud to be on the board of, which is Mercedes is our
The founder.
fearless leader and founder. We'll be doing some things at the Duke Ellington School and trying to make sure that we put art, culture, and refinement back into our inner city schools as best as possible. And we must take old instruments out of the closet and give it to disenfranchised young people.
And we're also with Wynton Marsalis and support him with
Oh, yeah,
his
he's great.
essentially Ellington High School Jazz Band competitions and anything that gets the young people interested in that music.
Oh, the Lincoln Center. He's
Yeah.
in charge of Coca-Cola.
Absolutely.
That
Dizzy's
particular room.
Coca-Cola.
That's a beautiful room.
Isn't it?
So I love him, and he is he's the hope of a lot of us. I like the jazz shows on public radio. I listen to I like everything that's done well. Except for the hamburgers at McDonald's. But I like
No
everything.
well done
I like
meat.
no. But seriously,
We
I
like
I lost a McDonald's account in Buffalo. Do you
Yeah,
remember
you're
when
gonna
I
lose
did
it
that?
again, too, if you
well,
ever
I'm
get it.
Catholic, and I got on the air, and in those days we didn't eat meat on Friday, so I
Right.
said you can go have a McDonald's hamburger, ain't no meat in there anyway.
Wow.
So that was the
bad.
end of that account.
Yeah, that was over. But we have
Anyway, back to how elegant Mercedes Ellington
Yes.
is. You talk about regal and reigniting not a time gone by, but a time hoped for the future of lifting up music, beautiful dance. She's won so many dance competitions, and we try to marry the music and dance.
Well, I enter them. I try.
And you've won several.
Well, I've won some. My partner is my teacher, and we go and we have I'm in the rhythm category, which means samba, rumba, cha-cha, paso doble, and jive.
That's wonderful. I have friends of mine in Las Vegas who are both dancers. One is Yoko, and she is a Japanese girl who teaches
yes.
koto, the instrument that's flat and guitar.
yes.
And her husband, Dennis Fitzpatrick, and they do ballroom dancing. But they are also learning every week new dances.
Yes.
And culturally. And they are wonderful at it. I mean, this is a great, it's romantic.
It is romantic.
If you want to pick up a girl, not you, but you know, me, you gotta dance. You gotta dance.
Well, and it brings with it the music
Yeah.
that goes with it. So it's
Well,
fabulous.
you're wonderful. I'm so happy to have you here. Duke Ellington, the American composer and icon. There's a book about him, which you can certainly get. I mean,
yes,
this is what
it's a picture book.
This is great.
You don't even have to read. You just have to look at the pictures.
Well, he was an elegant
Well, was he at the
man.
Cotton Club?
He was at the Cotton Club for many years, and the house band there. And that was before my time, but
And there was that little dwarf that used to be at the door.
oh my God, yeah,
he was there for years.
Yes.
I got to tell you what they used to call him, but I can't do it here.
We actually have a,
Can I tell you what? Do you know his name is? Do you know what Duke used to call him? Oh, I got to do this off the air.
we have a clip of
Dizzy as well would call him.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to.
A half
you know
a
what?
one.
Yeah, that's right. Half a mother.
we have a clip of Duke Ellington. It's kind of a rare piece, I think, although the song is not rare, but you're going to get to hear your grandfather.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have to take a break here?
No, we will in a minute.
Oh, wait,
Just-
bring KT in here. KT and Mark Nadler.
okay.
Come on inside.
All right, come on in.
Mark
Uh-oh,
Nadler
party
is
time.
one of my favorite people. Plus, he
KT
takes.
wears all of my favorite hats.
There you
KT, come
go.
on, sit down.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got
Yes.
get near a microphone
You have to-
somewhere.
well,
over here.
is the only one at the moment. There we go.
Come on over here.
Meanwhile, let's play the Duke Ellington track right now.
All right, play a little of this.
Freddie
Here.
Strayhorn, my writing and arranging companion. He wrote our theme, Take the A Train. And now we'd like to do a very special operatic version of Take the A Train.
That's great. That's just
It's great, except if you have to take the A train from Harlem down to
Please,
the
don't
Battery.
even talk about the subway.
I mean, that's not exactly, it's not as glamorous. Now, what Mark Nadler's talking, get his mic on here. What'd you say? Jan?
It's a lot faster than the number one. I have to take the number one from Riverdale.
Yeah.
I was 14 when I got on the train.
now look at you.
We got off.
Mark Nadler is also a Bikram yoga guy.
I am. We do Bikram together. When are you going to come to George's class? By the
Well,
way,
you
I know
know-
we shouldn't talk about this on the air, but
I had 2 knee replacements, and
Me too.
You too?
Really?
Yes.
I feel underdressed.
Two knee replacelements and a toe replacement.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
still have all of my
tapping.
original stuff.
We can still work on your hip.
Hey,
She's hip enough.
I
You
know
don't need to
that.
replace none of her hips.
So we're going to be taking Georgia's class. She's one of the Bikram teachers.
Georgia
over at-
Balijan.
Yeah, very wonderful teacher.
She's 66 years old, and she teaches us yoga in a 106-degree room. It's bliss, isn't it, Joey?
Well, she's going to be real happy you gave her age.
Well, she doesn't care. Are you kidding?
I think that's nice. You know, now KT is doing a 2-man show with you, or a 2-person
Well,
show.
one woman, one man.
Yeah. And
You
when
have to guess
left-
which is which.
Well, I left off with you guys with Irving Berlin 10 years ago when
We
you did.
started with Gershwin. Remember, it was
Oh, yeah.
it was Rhapsody.
Yeah, American Rhapsody was the name of that show. Then we did Irving
And you had a
Berlin.
girl that worked for you. First night we met you, Joey, and Mercedes, she came with this little slip of paper, and she handed it to Joey, and Joey said, "I hear you're in a show called American Rap City."
Did that
was
sell
our
a few
introduction
extra
to Joey
seats?
Reynolds show.
Did that sell a few extra seats? For you?
It truly did.
Absolutely.
You never did the Duke Ellington thing.
We didn't. We
Not
should.
yet.
We
We're not
should.
done.
No.
Now,
Right now, we're doing Alan J. Lerner.
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yeah.
well, so
I'm
now we're
going to
back to,
custom
we're,
Two-Face.
we're into Broadway then. You're into a Broadway
Where we
thing.
brought a lot of Broadway.
Yeah.
Brigadoon and My Fair Lady.
So what you do with your show, we should tell everybody, is you tell the story and you get behind the scenes with everybody and everything. You both
History.
do it very well, and then Mark plays the piano feverishly.
And he tap dances.
Oh,
Mercedes,
yes,
you know Mark
yes,
tap
of
dances.
course.
Well, you know, this is a real privilege to have you both here in the same stage, 'cause I could never get you together.
Well, today we were both doing a show at Metropolitan Room at 3, so I stayed dressed. Now, he went up, he took the one train up to Riverdale. I went over to an elegant restaurant called Almond on 12 East 22nd Street, and my husband Steve and I had a 3-hour dinner. It was fabulous.
A 3-hour dinner.
We should know that. First of all, Katie is an Okie. She's from Oklahoma.
Yes, right.
Don't try sounding like you're like a member of the
First of all-
society here.
well,
in New
She's
York.
lived in this town a lot longer than
Joey,
she's lived in.
Joey, you've got to try the cauliflower buffalo style.
Oh, here we go. I'm from Buffalo.
Well, I knew
Everything's
that. I knew
Buffalo
that.
style.
You're going to love this.
You know, when I was in
ta-
China with Myra, we
Yeah.
went to she says, I feel like having Chinese food. I said, Myra, you're in China.
What else are you going to have?
Are you crazy?
Let's go to Burger King.
So now we're going to have buffalo wings in Buffalo?
Yes, you do. On 12th Street, it's cauliflower buffalo style, and it's so good.
Yeah, with
would like
sauce, right? That turkey sauce
Yes,
with
little blue
oleomargarine.
cheese, little blue cheese.
Oh, that'll stop you up for about a week.
Don't tell me that. I thought it was so healthy. It's healthier than chicken, right?
No, you're from Oklahoma. You have chicken fried steak. You know, I mean, it's disgusting.
Everything is healthy compared to what they eat in Oklahoma.
And the Sullivan family, Katie's sister, is very, very talented as well, and everybody
Stacy.
is. Stacy's very well.
And her sister Heather is very talented as
And
well.
so
as
is
a
your
matter of
brother. Your brother
Brother
Tim.
Tim.
And he's
The
a
musical family,
but he plays guitar.
like the
and
Marsalis
he
family.
He does
Yeah.
guitar.
Everybody
stuff. But you know,
works.
Yeah.
But you know what? This whole family used to, on Mother's Day, including Mommy and Daddy in those days. Dad
Yeah.
passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago. But the whole family would perform at Carnegie Hall in that Rose Hall, is it? Was that what it was called?
It's
that other
called
room?
Wall Recital Hall or Zankel. We played them all.
That's what it was, yeah. The Rose Hall is the other one at Ellington Center. I
Yeah.
get them mixed up.
Yeah.
But you were there. The whole family would
Yes,
celebrate,
yes.
and every one of you is so musical,
Yeah,
and so talented.
Stacy's most recent show is about Elton John. That whole night,
Yeah.
the Troubadour. It's called Night at the Troubadour, which Mark Nadler directed.
It's actually the songs of a man named David Ackles, who was Elton John and Bernie Taupin's favorite songwriter and performer, and he was heralded as everybody said he was it. He was going to be it. And he just dropped out. He just hated show business, but he loved to write, and he was a wonderful writer.
Great
He
song.
was a friend of Stacy's, and so Stacy put a show together honoring him. He was Elton John's opening
Yeah,
act.
it's his writer.
At the,
Bernie Taupin was his writer. You should tell everybody.
Ackles wrote
Was
it.
Elton
Well,
John's-
Ackles was his own writer, and Bernie Taupin was Elton John's
Yeah,
co-writer.
right.
And they admired this guy, David Ackles, so much that, in fact, Bernie Taupin created an album with the London Philharmonic of David's music. It's extraordinary music, and it's a wonderful show that Stacy does.
Do you know they're on my theme, that London Philharmonic? That's my theme song. Frankie Valli sings the opening theme. That is the London Philharmonic. I played
Bring
it
them to
earlier.
Bikram Yoga.
Yeah, right. Nothing worse.
That ought
than-
to make it
nothing worse than
109 degrees.
A
That would be
trumpet.
fantastic. No, I want the tuba player in Bikram Yoga. I think that. Do they have tubas in Philharmonics?
Yes,
They must.
of course.
Or are they just in marching bands?
They don't
No,
play very
no,
often,
they're
but they once in a while they go boom.
I think.
Like the timpani.
No, the timpani you hear all the time.
Well, not all
Now,
the
are
time.
you
It
going to do
doesn't
tap
wait
dance?
a long time.
It's true.
Mark, you're going to do a tap dance for us?
I could, but you have carpet and I'm wearing sneakers.
I want to have that. It's a great radio.
That would be
bit.
a soft
Wait,
shoe.
right here on the
A
counter,
double
Mark.
soft
Get up
shoe.
here.
Katie Sullivan,
the-
Mark Nadler,
counter.
Mercedes,
Yes.
Ellington, and of course the
Antoinette.
fabulous Montague.
Yes.
Yes.
Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Be right back.
Old
All right.
Antoinette.
All right, this portion of the Late Joey Reynolds Show is brought to you by Plainview Chocolate Works. Imagine your corporate logo and sweet Belgian chocolate. 516-252-3855. Let them create your logo as an irresistible edible creation. Are you looking to change your career or start a new career? The real estate industry is in high demand right now, with the average yearly salary for real estate agents at an all-time high. Are you looking to get back into real estate? Leap EDU has the right tools and classes to help you. Leap EDU is a New York State accredited licensing school that offers courses to get your New York real estate license and the training you need to become a successful real estate agent. Leap EDU offers training and continuing education courses for those already in the industry who want to jumpstart their career. Leap EDU also offers immediate job placement for full-time or part-time jobs, so you can start working as soon as you finish your education. Visit www.leapedu.com for information or call 516-453-0520 and speak to a career specialist to get you started with your new career today. That's leapedu.com for all the details.
Social media is the marketing sensation. Every day there are over 1 billion likes and tweets around the world. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others have taken over as the #1 form of communication. Take advantage of this phenomenon. Talk with tideinmedia.com about building a vital social marketing strategy. Go to tideinmedia.com. That's tideinmedia.com. They'll help you guide your business through social media, web development, and marketing. Building your brand and taking your business to the next level is what tideinmedia.com does. Many Tied In Media's clients have been featured on Fox News, People Magazine, MTV, and other top-tier networks. The most successful businesses are leveraging the internet. Follow in the footsteps of the late Joey Reynolds show. Visit tideinmedia.com. That's tideinmedia.com. Call Tied In Media today, 844-373-8433, 844-373-8433, and tell them the late Joey Reynolds show sent you.
Vape.com, home of the finest vaporizers and e-liquids. Join the Cloud Chasers. Ditch tobacco. Visit VE8PE.com, the counterculture online boutique. Find the largest selection of the most affordable juice, pocket-friendly vaporizers, and so much more, all to accommodate the Cloud Chaser lifestyle. Dump the cigarettes. Vaping is safer with less nicotine and all the taste and flavor. Go right now to V8PE.com. Be a part of the vape revolution and see how being a cloud chaser can change your aura. V8PE.com. It's your source for everything vape for less. New to vaping? Talk with the experts at V8PE.com and let them help you define your style, determine your taste, and enhance your experience. Don't be fooled. There is only one vape.com. V8PE.com.
Hey, you know, let me tell you something. We are not only on the radio.
You got to be on the air there. My mic is on, but yours isn't.
I know something
I'm
was
gonna introduce myself.
something was wacky there. Anyway, we're
it's like
not.
Trump. Trump is going to talk to himself next week.
You think?
How's the crowd?
That would be great.
Is the crowd bigger than Obama's?
I would be so happy. Maybe he'll just start tweeting himself and nobody else. That would be terrific.
I thought we got this out of the way earlier.
I thought we did.
We weren't here for that.
Oh, tell us.
Oh, the people in L.A. are loving us. You know, we're on the air in L.A.
Oh, good.
And I want to tell everybody that I met Katie Sullivan years ago when my daughter was at the School for Troubled Teens, the DeSisto School up in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. It's actually, Michael DeSisto passed away, and Katie came to the funeral. She's a very, very wonderful cabaret artist and performer and gave her time elegantly, often. And I want to mention that on the air because my daughter is a graduate of the school after 5 years for troubled teens. From 13 years old, you know, she was there. And they advertise it as a school for troubled teens, but actually it's for troubled parents.
Interesting.
You know, we all have to join the parent group and change. When, Joseph Papp, who was a Broadway producer and had
the Public Theater.
he had many successes with West Side Story and Leonard Bernstein, the Chorus Line. He had a kid there, and he said to Michael DeSisto one day, he says, how's my kid doing? And this was not at Michael's school. This was in Long Island. And he said, not so well. He said, why not? He said, well, because he's not changing. And Joe said, well, why isn't he changing? And Michael said to him, because you're not changing.
Wow.
And Joe says, well, I'm not going to change. And he said, and neither is your son. So, you know, the parents need to change. We're the ones who are carrying it. So if you are marching in something, you better be very careful that your kid doesn't march to his or her own drum other than the one you have, because here's the moral of the story. Joe Papp said to Michael DeSisto, he says, you know, I don't want to hear any of this crap. Just graduate my son from school. I just want him to have good grades. And Mike says, I'll make a good soldier out of him. But if you don't change, he's not going to want to spend any time with you because he's going to be way ahead of you. And so, you know, we have a culture now that has a chance to become enlightened. And that's the word, enlightened. Be enlightened. Don't be marching for things right now. Not that we shouldn't be protesting and saying what we believe, but you know, what you really need to do is vote for yourself, march in your own family, follow your own drum, because this is a wake-up call for all of us as a country to get moving in the right direction in our families, because we're a family country. And if everybody starts taking care of their own crap, then you won't have to worry about everybody else's crap. We're so busy being nosy and gossipy. The news is stupid on television. It's just absolutely unintelligent. Why? Well, news spells N-E-W-S, northeast, west, south. It means information from four angles. That's what it means. When a person put news on the air on television years ago, it used to have to go through a test of 5 questions. What, where, when, why, and how. It had to go that way. And it had to be approved by 3 editors before it made the newscast with Walter Cronkite and people of that nature. Now, these days, they just put gossip on the air. First of all, they gossip about something, and then they tell you what the story was. You know, so we're a nation of gossip, which removes paint from furniture. It's an amazing, horrible habit that we have adopted in broadcasting just to sell ads. I don't care how loud on WINS you scream about a car. I'm not going to buy it. Just because you scream about it doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy a car. I don't know where they get this from. This
They
is
got
ridiculous.
it from Crazy Eddie.
Well, yeah, probably.
It was the Crazy Eddie theory. That's how he used to stop TVs.
Yeah, that was going on way before that, though.
Oh, the screaming was
Oh,
before?
yeah.
Well, I don't precede Crazy Eddie.
Funny
so I
car
don't know.
fan, Sunday afternoon at Raceway Park.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that maybe our current political system began
Well,
with Crazy Eddie. That's what I.
Well, we elected someone who was very popular.
Who are you
as a-
calling we, white man?
Well, no. I mean the city, the
Wow.
polls. Without picking Republican and Democrats, I don't care about that. I'm talking about how we have gone as a culture. We've gotten far away from our values. And you know, listen to this. If you have children who are going to spend their next couple of years online, and they have no experience with other people and no interaction with other people, we're going to have a pretty dumb crowd. Because, you know, life is not edited. And that's what that is. When you are selfing and you are working and texting and you're online all the time, you're editing.
Yeah.
That's an edited society, and life is not edited.
No.
Life is unedited. This show is ad-libbed, as you probably can tell. I mean, I didn't know I was going to go into this tonight.
It's actually, it's kind of, frankly, why we feel that what we do in cabarets is rather important, because it's completely live. It's human beings entertaining human beings in that room, not through a radio microphone, not through a television camera, in that room. And that's a very unique and special thing. It seems to be becoming more so.
Well, KT, you know that back to the point of this, that Michael DeSisto brought cabaret to kids who were 15 years old. They didn't want to know about
They
Duke
connected with
Ellington,
it because it was live. It was real.
but then they did want
Yeah,
that.
they did want it. They wanted that. It was immediate, and they could express their emotions through it.
And you're a wonderful example of that, and I appreciate you for that. And Karen Mason, too,
She does.
she'll be on the show
She
pretty
does.
soon, too.
People connect with that.
Now, you guys, let me give a plug for where you're
Okay,
going to see.
thank
We're
you.
going to see KT Sullivan and Mark Nadler. It's a great treat to see them together. I promise you, you will be really entertained, and you'll learn a lot, too, which I always like. It's
Oh.
almost like being in love, is what it's called.
It's almost like being in love.
Yeah. Now, where is
Almost
that
like
playing?
The Laurie Beachman Theater, which is downstairs from where I live, you know, Joey.
Yeah.
My dressing room is 40 up in my apartment.
Well, we kind of look at it that you live downstairs from Kramer.
That's true. Now, what floor was Kramer on? But you've been to our
Seinfeld.
apartment. You've been to our parties.
Yeah.
So we have parties after these last remaining shows,
Yes, but
February 8th.
let's not talk about that on the radio. I don't want to
Oh,
invite
that's
the
right.
entire
That's
radio
right. I want to invite
listening
you, Joey,
audience.
but we'll talk about that later. February 8th and March 21st.
At
The Laurie Beachman Theater, which is 42nd and 9th.
It's in the West Bank Cafe, which is on 42nd Street. You go into the West Bank Cafe and you go into the theater, which is downstairs.
And it's 7 o'clock.
7
Now, you
o'clock
know, the
on
people from
February
LA,
8th.
what are they going to get out of us?
Mark, you played the Cinegrill for years.
I did.
And I played, we were in
KT
LA.
lived in LA for a long
I
time.
did too.
Feinstein's was there at the Roosevelt
Feinstein's
Hotel.
is no longer
That
there.
was
Not
that
there.
was where I
There's a
played
place called the
before it was
Gardenia
Feinstein's.
is still there. I love playing there now and then.
Yeah, and where's the last place
Well,
I played was the Catalina Bar in
Kathleen, we played that, yeah.
But we're willing to talk to people who live in Los Angeles, Joey.
And we're going to be in Chicago in April. The Mabel Mercer Foundation is having a cabaret convention there. And Mark and I are going to be in the high seas. We're going to be in the fjords.
Come do a cruise
On the Queen Mary.
of the fjords.
Southampton to the
Queen Mary
fjords.
too,
You guys
with
are
us.
you're a little too high class.
No. We eat in Lower Britannia.
Oh, let me tell you something. I just
It's a
eat
class
Cheetos
system
and I
on the Queen Mary.
I sit in the bathtub, eat Cheetos, and just make bubbles. You know.
That was
With
way so
Stroh's
much
beer.
more information than I wanted. I don't want to be in a big yoga class with you anymore.
Sail away, sail away.
All right, Mark Nadler and also Katie Sullivan. Thanks for being here. And we got Pat Addis, who's a producer.
Oh,
you know.
hi,
The
Pat.
great Pat
Pat's a
Addiss.
friend.
We'll have her on in a minute.
She's
And
the Dutch Street Club with me.
We're going to take a little break, and then we'll be right back with the Dutch
I'll
Street.
be seeing you in all the old familiar places.
Yeah, I hope not. That was in a bike bar.
And this portion of the Late Joey Reynolds Show brought to you by Leap EDU. Leap EDU is where real estate professionals and those who wish to be real estate professionals go for training and continuing education. LeapEDU.com. Find out more. Are you in debt? Can't make your monthly bills? Are you making your payments but the balances aren't going down? Bankruptcy might be right for you. Don't be fooled by debt consolidation. The process is expensive and can take as long as 5 years. Debt consolidation is a business. Bankruptcy is the law. Go now to nybankruptcy.com. Schedule a free consultation with a duly licensed attorney. Don't put your financial life on freeze for 5 years. Start rebuilding your credit in as little as 90 days. Debt settlement? Most people can't settle their debt because they don't have the money. Bankruptcy is your fresh start. Go now to nybankruptcy.com to schedule your free consultation. Your financial life will be reviewed by a duly licensed New York attorney. Each case must be reviewed, and there are rules that apply. Not all debt is dischargeable. Not all people will qualify. Bankruptcy is not the end. Bankruptcy is the beginning. Visit nybankruptcy.com today.
Today, I will help save a life.
Today, I will make a positive impact on my community.
Today, I will network for a cure.
Today, I will become a go-giver.
Together, we will make a difference.
Our mission at pinktide.org is to bring the business community together to support organizations that have a direct impact on our community. Join a growing movement that will contribute $100,000 to local charities each quarter. Visit pinktide.org and join us in making a difference.
This is the Late Joey Reynolds Show on WABC New York, KABC Los Angeles, on the internet at iHeartRadio, and also we're streaming now live video at SundayNightLive.com.
I've got my lipstick on.
You do?
Yeah, from KG Sullivan.
Is that right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do. Look at you.
Very, very made up tonight.
Very nice. Yeah, nice gams, too.
See that? You saw those? I mean, we were looking too low. You're not supposed to look that low when you have a guest.
They were very nice.
It's like when you go to a convention and people wear name tags and you keep looking at their chest. You're supposed to look in someone's eyes.
I don't do that.
Not their, no, yeah, of course. You're immune to everything that's formal. So now what are we doing tonight? We got Johnny Chow on the phone?
Yeah, we do.
Now, Johnny is a longtime friend and a big pain in the ass because he has plays harmonica. He was a cook for Marlon Brando,
right,
and also for Michael Jackson at Neverland. This is a guy who lived at Neverland and never left the place.
Yeah.
I think,
that's right, baby. How you doing, Joey Reynolds?
Hey, how are you, John? You sound like you're.
Okay.
Are you on a speakerphone?
Down there, it's always a problem, one problem or another. You know, the way the world is today, we all got problems and we don't care.
Are you on a Skype?
No.
No,
we couldn't make that happen.
I'm ready to go live with you here. I've got my office all set up. I've got a bottle of wine for you here and all kinds of great
I haven't had a drink in 39 years.
Yeah, what
You're
are you
going to give
doing?
me an
Come on,
alcoholic
Johnny.
some wine. Gee,
Really?
thanks a lot. You're so thoughtful.
I know. I like that. I'm a bad influence with food, wine, all that stuff.
Yeah, why don't we roll a joint with the other hand while we're driving? Get out of here.
Yeah, those days, they definitely did occur,
Yeah.
But I'm not changing for anyone. I heard the beginning of your show, I'm not changing for anyone, but I do like to make change. And I got to tell you, this has got to get something off my chest because watching some of the football games today and these so-called celebrities doing drug commercials. Now, Farkissima and all these, I don't know where the hell they come up with these names. All of a sudden, I'm going to listen to some so-called celebrity who ran through the jungles and the Amazon or somebody who builds tree houses. Everybody's a celebrity today. Now, the people you had on your show, I've been watching, those are celebrities. They've been paying their dues. You've been paying your dues. Big J there's been paying his dues. But today, you don't have to do anything, and you're a celebrity all of a sudden.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
Not true. You got to do something. You got to have somebody with money behind you.
Well, he's got something coming up.
I'm honored to say that I've spent personal one-on-one time with many celebs, but I think they were stars then. They weren't celebrities like Brando, Michael Jackson, Gregory Peck, the Grateful Dead, and they're all dead now.
That's right. They're not that grateful.
And I got to tell you, it's not because of my food, because I always fed them very well, hanging out with all these guys. And so it's been a trip. And, you know, lately I've been doing benefit shows. And the big one that I've been doing I really love is for the United States War Dogs. What I do is raise money, items that we send overseas to all the dogs that fight for our country. Yes,
nice.
Patriotic.
Where's the next one going to be, Johnny?
This one's coming up down in Florida at the East Bay Country Club on February 26th. It's a great event, and Ron Aiello out of Burlington, New Jersey, is the founder of this organization, and they do quite a bit to help the dogs, even the dogs that come back. You know, a lot of them, they come back with hip dysplasia and a lot of problems, and they can't get them, nobody wants to adopt them because the medical bills are so high. So now Ron's trying to get Trump to pass legislation to get Medicaid or Medicare or medical coverage for dogs.
Yeah.
I said, I need medical coverage.
Well, I don't like them when they're on the airplane next to me without them asking me if I mind it. You know, I mean, they put dogs now, they call them service dogs. People are faking injuries by using wheelchairs because they know they're going to get on the airplane faster. So they come in, they get wheeled in. People are like acting out big time in a lot of different ways. And one of them is the service dogs. I mean, what's a service dog? Everybody loves their dog like their kid. I mean, they all love their dog. They wouldn't have them if they didn't love them. We all love our
pets. They don't want to stick them in the cargo section of the airplane.
Well, they shouldn't travel with them. Just leave them home with somebody, like you're supposed to do. But don't. I don't want to tell people how to live, but that's what I would do. Anyway, I appreciate you, John. I wish you were here live. When are you coming up?
Well, you know, I'm in the city now and then. I might be in this week, but I had some automobile issues yesterday and prevented me from driving from the country. So I'm spending time with the bears and the deer and all the other great animals that surround me.
Well, you come on up here, and we're going to cook with marijuana, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, anytime. February 26th, East Bay Country Club. Pet Supermarkets is a big sponsor of mine down there. Lucas Magazine, Beso del Sol. I had to get that in. And if you want tickets, anyone who's going to be traveling down that way, obviously just go to Twitter at Johnny Chow #2 or Facebook. You can find me. I just Google. It's easy to find people these days. I found Joey Reynolds.
Yeah.
Found him in the alley rolling a joint.
Oh, thanks. Johnny Chow is spelled C-I-A-O, incidentally, if you want to know how to spell it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not C-H-O-W. He's not Chinese.
You know, a guy in San Francisco once thought I was Chinese. I was on the phone for 20 minutes, and then when he found out I was Italian, he hung up on me.
Oh.
All right, Chow.
There you go.
Ciao.
See you later.
All right, let's bring Pat up here now
Yes,
because we don't want to run out of time.
No.
She'll cripple me. But Pat and I have been friends for a long time. You know, we've gone to a lot of different events together, and she's been a great Broadway producer.
And we hope to go to a lot more events.
I want to have you on the air. Can we turn her mic up a little bit? Hi, Pat. How are you?
I'm great, Joey. I'm so happy to be here.
Well,
really.
I want to mention something that you had a show on Broadway, which you've had a lot of shows on Broadway, but the one that I really stands out in my head, well, there's a couple of them, actually. You still have the Fantastics, right? That's still going. Is it?
What?
Fantastics still going? Is that still?
Well, yes, but
not.
We don't talk about it.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Christmas show that you did.
A Christmas Story, the musical, is just wonderful.
That was a big hit. What are you doing? You're making all these signals here. What do you want?
No, I'm just telling him to turn that mic off.
Oh, okay. You're
I
making me
just
nervous, Jay.
Relax.
Take it easy.
I just went and saw a version of it in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I always try every Christmas year to see some version of it, and it was just wonderful. The show is such a heart pleaser to everybody, and everybody loves it everywhere. It's just wonderful because
Yeah.
it's so full of heart. And the boys, Benj and Justin, they have Dear Evan Hansen and La La Land, and they've won Golden Globes already, and they stand to win an Academy Award.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Well,
very
you know-
exciting that we gave them the beginning.
I went to the closing party of Promises, which you had on
Right.
Broadway.
Well, I was with Jill O'Hara yesterday, and she was the original Promises with Jerry Orbach.
Yeah, but the one that you had,
Was
which
Kristen Chenoweth and Sean Hayes.
Now, Sean is back on television doing that series again,
Right.
you know. Do you know they brought that back?
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Yeah, he's
They
really-
were wonderful together. I love that show.
And that was
So-
up for about a year. You had that about a
Yeah.
year almost, right?
Yeah.
Spring Awakening, that was
Yes,
years earlier.
that was. Well, that's still the most important show, you
Yeah.
know. Well, I also did another important show this year, Eclipsed, and we were up for Tony nomination, but we didn't win. We should have won, but we didn't, and that's also a very, very important play.
Who's in that?
Well, it wasn't some Lupita Nyong'o.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she won an Academy Award for 12 Years as a Slave, but
Okay.
it was a beautiful play. It took place in Liberia about 4 women who were interned there as sex slaves.
Oh,
And
boy.
it was a wonderful show. The person who wrote it is a very wonderful woman named Denai Guerrera. She's on Walking Dead, and she also wrote a play called Familiar. She's an amazing voice in the theater, and she's a woman. Yay!
Oh, you love that. You're pushing that.
I know. Well, I'm a woman's advocate more than you can possibly imagine, because it's really important that we get equal pay, equal parity. And one of the things I'm doing is a thing called Oral History at Lincoln Center. I do it for the League of Professional Theater Women in conjunction with Lincoln Center. And we have Laura Linney, who's going to be interviewed on March 6th. And it's archived for the Library of Performing Arts.
Well, last year on the Oscars, they were complaining not enough black recognition. And this year, all of the great performances that are up for nomination are black actors and actresses, including Fences, you know. And the women are slighted this year, right? Now the women are slighted. So
Well,
we'll be hearing that.
I really feel the best person to do the job. And it doesn't matter what color or what you are. If you've done the best job, then you win the prize. And I feel very strongly about that. It shouldn't be all about black, white, purple, women, men, LBGT. It should be, if you were the best, you're the best.
Well, if you have a problem with race and gender and all of that business, go see Star Wars and watch the Cantina bar scene.
Yeah.
And you'll see what everybody really looks like when
Yeah.
they're weird and from other places or
That's true.
different than you.
Right.
Pat Addiss, thanks for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. Yay!
Jay, who do we have to plug tonight?
We
have to plug the cannolis.
The cannolis.
From where?
Your place there.
You don't know the name
I
of it?
can't remember.
Aliva.
Aliva, I'm sorry.
On Mulberry Street.
Yes.
In Little Italy.
Yes,
Owned
that's
by
it.
Tony
Danza. I remember his name. Yes.
And
Oh my
Karen
God, those,
King.
Those cannolis are so fabulous.
We got to go.
All right, we got to go. Let a smile be your umbrella, but don't get a mouthful of rain.
From the Nouveau Fat Loss Studio.